Law enforcement officers face a lot in their line of duty. But have you wondered what happens when criminals attack cops? From using an AK-47 to stabbing them to death,
hey, let's move down! Let's move down!
Criminals do it all to avoid being arrested. Here are the 4 most unusual cases in which suspects attack police and have been caught, although some of them died due to their negligence. With that being said, let's move on to our first case where not 1 but 3 cops were brutally shot. On April 12, 2021 in Carroll County, Georgia, police found 2 suspects who were driving at a very high speed, more than 100 miles per hour in Carroll County, Georgia. The suspects were later identified as Aaron Shelton and his relative Peir Shelton. This encounter started when 2 patrol officers noticed a Nissan overspeeding on a busy road, risking the lives of others. Looking at the delicateness of the situation, they quickly started chasing the car. Little did they know what was coming for them. The driver was seen overspeeding, though the trooper was continuously after him. Aaron Shelton in the driver's seat didn't plan to stop anytime soon. This chase became more deadly with each passing minute. Later, Aaron stopped the car at the side of the road, but he didn't get out of the vehicle. One of the cops stepped out from the car, but as soon as he approached the driver's side, Aaron sped off his car again. It was very clear that Aaron didn't want to be cooperative from the very start. Police continuously chased the Nissan. The trooper was about to gain his vehicle. Police continuously chased the Nissan, but to their shock, no one expected this. Yes, he pulled out his AK-47 towards the police from the passenger seat and opened fire. Multiple other units also arrived at the scene to help cops. All of them joined to chase Aaron's car. Body cam recording shows that the deputy started giving instructions to the team and telling them to back off from the suspects.
Buddy, he's 6-6, back off of him, back off of him.
Seems like they are planning to catch them up. Now everything was more risky, as the suspects were carrying an active AK-47 with them. The chase took a turn. Something went wrong with Sergeant Holloway. The suspect brutally shot Holloway in the head. Sergeant lost control of his car and hit the pole. Thankfully, no locals were hurt, but now a cop's life was at stake. Dashcam video of Sergeant's car shows the terrifying moment when he was shot. The officers were seen hiding behind the squad cars to avoid any more casualties. After some time, they were seen chasing Aaron's car again.
All right, get me some people up here. Let's get ready to do felony stop. If not, we will pit.
Officer Chase Gordy appears at the scene having a flashlight in his hand, suspiciously searching for suspects. Suddenly, when he is out of his car, a gunshot hits the car. Gordy tries to save himself from the gunshot and hides in front of the squad car. Gunshots were now heard from a distance, but as soon as Gordy left his cover, bullets were now fired directly at him. Hearing the gunshots again in front of Gordy's car, he anxiously grabbed the gun in his hands. The gunfires continued, putting Gordy in a tough situation. This terrifying night didn't seem to end anytime soon. The suspect with a gun in his hand appears in front of Gordy's patrol car. 3 first responders that include Gordy, Sergeant Holloway, and another deputy were injured during this encounter. When deputies returned fire, Pier Shelton was struck and killed.
Hey, let's move down! Let's move down! Let's move down, come on.
You're down! I'm shot! I'm shot! I'm shot!
Aaron Shelton continued to flee on foot northbound and ultimately hid in the woods. Aaron Shelton was found by a member of the GSP SWAT team. Later, it was found that in this encounter, Pier Shelton died, but Aaron Shelton was arrested and sentenced to lifetime in jail. Before moving on to our second encounter, take a second to subscribe to BODYCAM REVEAL and press the bell icon. The encounter shook the whole U.S. nation, and the actions of cops are still considered questionable.
Just sit down over here, please. Michael, come on. Just sit down. Just don't bring anything with you.
On the 28th of April, 2023, a hallucinating suspect attacks cops with a knife, which results in his death. The suspect was identified as Michael Owens when he called 911 and asked them for paramedics on the night of his death.
Hi, I'm Michael Owens. I'm not doing too good right now, and I need 911 right here.
Do you need a paramedic or a police?
Bodycam video shows that the police tried to calm the suspect so that he could not injure others as well as himself because the suspect had a knife in his hand. But it is just a glimpse of what was about to happen. Someone in the neighborhood called 911 to inform them what was happening there. He said a boy lost his senses and he is over next door to the mission right now. According to him, the boy asked someone to call an ambulance, and it seemed like the boy needed medical help from paramedics.
I have a gentleman who's he kind of lost his senses. He's over next door to the mission right now. He just took off running down there, and then someone just called me and said that he said to call an ambulance. I don't know why.
It was later revealed that the boy named Michael also called 911 himself later that night and said he's Michael Owens and he is not doing too well at that time. Moreover, he is staying at Ventura County Rescue Mission. Shockingly, though he was hallucinating, Michael gave his location correctly.
Hi, I'm Michael Owens. I'm not doing too good right now, and I need 911 right here.
Do you need a paramedic or a police?
The case should have been sorted out by paramedics, but the police department had to get involved when someone reported the police to come up as Michael had been drinking and hallucinating.
How's it going? He completed himself in this room right here, which according to the other residents is a single bathroom. Started getting aggressive and cutting himself with a knife on his left wrist.
Body cam video showed that cops found Michael hiding in the bathroom. Police then spoke to paramedics, telling them the situation, that he was so aggressive and not in his senses that he was hurting himself with a knife. While the paramedics and cops were discussing, Owens came out of the bathroom. The cops offered him help, but he denied it and returned to the bathroom.
Just sit down over here, please. Michael, come on. Just sit down. Just don't bring anything with you.
The officer then moved upstairs to rescue Owen. He also made sure that no one was around so that no locals got hurt. The officer ordered Michael not to bring anything with him, but he rapidly moved towards officers with a knife in his left hand, and all of a sudden he had to open fire on Owen.
Hey, Michael, come over here. Please sit down so we can help you out. Do me a favor, just sit down over here. Just don't bring anything with you. Don't bring anything with you.
Owen fell onto the ground and screamed. He then again stood up and pushed the cop towards the wall and ordered him to put his gun down. Eventually, Michael was given first aid by the paramedics at the scene and taken to the hospital. Sadly, he didn't make it to the hospital and died on the way. Was it necessary to open fire? Would a conversation have made any difference in the consequences? Make sure to share your thoughts in the comments. Now the third case, where a young boy asked for his death himself by stabbing cops. This encounter happened on the 4th of August 2023, when a 911 operator received a call for a man at Roosevelt Island acting erratically with a knife. The man was 21-year-old Zur Ben Zotin. Cops were quickly dispatched to the location. Little did they know this would be one of the most horrible encounters of their duties. 6 NYPD officers made their way into the elevator to find where the suspect was staying. but they weren't able to make their way up. The reason for that is terrifying, but you will find out soon. As soon as they were about to go to the reported location, Ben Zhu appeared with a knife and stabbed one after another officer. This attempt by Ben Zhu brought serious consequences to him only. When he lunged at the cop with a knife in his hand, 15 shots were fired directly at him. He was seriously injured. CCTV footage also recorded Ben Zhu lunging at the cop and rushing toward another cop to stab him. Investigators found the knife at the scene, and the shooting is still under investigation. Such rash actions of Ben Zhu were indeed questionable. Eventually, Ben Zhu was taken to the hospital to be treated. He was later pronounced dead. Subscribe to BODYCAM REVEAL and don't forget to press the bell icon for future notifications. For our fourth and last case, we have a stubborn young man who not only injured an officer severely, but also made them roam in the streets for a long time. On the 8th of July, 2022, police chased a man who acted very suspiciously and screamed at the police officers roaming around the streets of Ohio. He was reported by some locals for alleged armed robbery.
Stay down. Stay down. Stay down.
One of the cops walked along with the suspect. The suspect wanted to get rid of the police, so he screamed very anxiously at the police. At the same time, he hit the police officer with a metal pipe on his face, who was walking behind him, and tried to cuff the suspect. The police officer later felt bleeding from his face and told his fellow officers that the suspect swung back and hit his face.
All right, hold on. Oh, shit.
This boy was so dramatic that the police behind him just shot at the ground to stop him, but he screamed so loud that the police stopped chasing him and he found a way to run from the cops. After the suspect crossed the road, cops continuously chased him and ordered him to surrender, but he didn't plan to stop anytime soon. Body cam footage shows that the suspect didn't even listen to what the cops had ordered him, and he continued to walk as if nothing was happening. Some police officers on bicycles also appeared at the scene.
Hands up! Hands up, sir!
Later, a police officer said, "Start, all right," maybe to warn the suspect last time so that he could stop and surrender, otherwise they would open fire on him. It was necessary to stop him and warn him to not let him go, because this would become trouble for civilians, as the suspect would harm them too. After a while, when he found a turn and saw that cops were behind him but at a distance, he took advantage and fled to North Carolina, but the cop's car continued chasing him. Eventually, he was caught, but he didn't stop screaming. Chasing someone on foot for that long was indeed a big deal. Several officers were on him, so he didn't get a chance to flee this time. According to the police department, Officer Harris suffered severe facial bone fractures and will need reconstructive surgery. The man was arrested and charged with felonies including assault and robbery. This brings us to the end of the video. Police officers are out there to make the city a safer place to live. Indeed, attacking cops can't help you get away with the charges. For more videos like this, make sure you like this video and hit that subscribe button for our channel BODYCAM REVEAL. Don't forget to press the bell icon for future notifications. Comment below if you have ever been a part of such an encounter.